Well, hey guys. I'm not sure if the stream is picking it up or anything that matter. That, yeah. I so um Alrighty. So, I was just saying before any of my shit has ended up being disrupted by my pets in the background. It has been a while since I have been doing anything, and when it comes down to it, I have had a couple of things that has been going on. Um, and a lot of time I have been dealing with but with a lot of things, and it is extremely hard. It is, and it still is. Um, and a lot of time I would essentially go on ahead and do my own stuff. And um, I'm trying to figure out what to say because of me dealing with it, dealing with a lot of other things. I would end up saying that a lot of the time I have been struggling, been dealing with a lot of other things, been dealing with, you know, a lot of other things that does not really help as much anymore. And most of the time I do tend to essentially look back at it now and then go and essentially be a bit of it, a bit a bit of a thought or a train of thought with how I do see it. And like most of the time I do attend to and try to be myself, try to I have been how would I say this without fucking up my words? I essentially lost interest in doing anything, really. And when it comes down to it, in my mind, I feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm not giving it my all. I'm not doing it to where it is constant. It's just always the feeling that I'm pretty much not welcomed. And when it comes down to the part where I would end up going on ahead and thinking. And I do sometimes think about it, and I do sometimes think about what would happen if if it has changed anything, if it has done anything to improve on it. And for me to go and I would usually end up not saying anything, not really wanting to be around people anymore. And most of the time, I would still be in that mindset to where it just makes you want to think. This year just has been extremely rough for me. Still been struggling to get what I can to get by. Been working 10 times harder to find a part-time job. Try to get myself educated. Try to get myself fixed. And most importantly, when have been put in situations to where I've ended up resulting in breaking up that bond or relationship, or with a family member or best friend or an online friend in general. And I pretty much am just not sure on how it's sorry, I've been out of it today. Um, um, the point that I'm trying to get with, well, what I'm gonna try to say is that I just have been dealing with a lot of stress, a lot of negativity, a lot of gray areas to where it's just up to where it just puts you in that mindset. It just puts you in that mindset. And if you did end up putting yourself through that mindset, you can't really get out of it. Um, Now, D&D and the situation with my game. I am completely burnt out, worn out. I don't want to be in several different games, several games up to the point it will take up my life. I don't want to be in a situation to where I went to be told to fail class and play D&D. I'm not going to be like that. And that right there does go to show that even if you end up saying that to somebody who's trying to work their life around and try to get better and try to do what they can with their life, it just does not really go great. As simple as it could be, it does not feel great. It'll never feel great. And um and it it doesn't really go show or anything that matter anymore. And most of the time, I, for one, have been in that situation down to where um it's just mind-boggling for me. I will end up being honest. I don't have a script or anything that matter. I'm just trying to say what I feel currently. Because D&D, yeah, I do play it, but now I just don't play it very much. I just lost interest in it. I'm trying to study, try to get some sort of like income minus try to get myself treated due to my condition that I have to deal with, which sucks. And it will always suck when you don't really have the right support. You continue to deal with it, you continue to feel like you need to shut yourself out or shut yourself in, to where I feel like it's gonna go down to that. And it's simple as that. And it does not really help, and it does not really help with how people would end up acting. And it would not help. It would not really matter unless um I would end up having to move it forward. Um and most of the time I'm trying to figure out what to say here. That's one thing that I would not really talk about. I, for one, would kind of deal with um, again, it's just a lot of those thoughts running through your head. Sorry, it's a lot to try to talk about. So. So first things first, I do have a plan, kind of. And that is to try to get back to doing YouTube, do videos and such. And it's not gonna be that much of activity because most of the time I would end up essentially go and try to do it again, try to do what most people would end up doing in that high regard. And a lot of the time, most people don't really care. So, so as of now, or as of right now, I'm currently making Patreon website, and I will be hopefully launching that soon, so I can have some sort of a base going while I do Kick. That's right, you didn't hear me correctly. I did say Kick. I have been streaming a couple times off on Kick. I don't really do Twitch anymore, mainly because there has been a lot of problems down to where you would end up thinking about it maybe having to go and get most shit done. If you can get one, for instance. And most of the time, I would still deal with a lot of main things that has done a lot. That it has done from what I can do. And I'm going to be focusing a lot more on myself than on games, on streams, or anything that matter. I'll still do it. It's just going to be on different days. I have been playing a lot of Final Fantasy as of late, and a bit of Marvel as well. Because those are the main two games currently that did get me hooked on playing games again. It's same thing with Phasmophobia too, but I don't play it that much anymore. And that's what gets it'll get me to at least kind of down to where I know I want to do. Most of the time. And sometimes you would end up having to go deal with it. You would end up having to go and kind of deal with it. No. I am going to be focusing a lot more on myself than others most of the time. And I do hope that sometimes people would kind of go down to that road, but it just does not. And it legit does not help at all whatsoever. Uh, I believe just at this point, I'm just rambling. Because I'm unsure what to say or what to do. But yeah, I'm going to be focusing on streaming sometimes, off on Kick for Final Fantasy, or drawing art, or chatting most of the time. And sometimes I would still be in a bit of a hustle. Most. So, if you end up wanting to try to stick around or try to leave some sort of like way to be able to go and like get it or get anything, leave a question or like a comment on any one of the videos. It doesn't matter. And